Yo, it's your boy Drew.
What's up,
Goody Two
guys?
Shoes. Oh, my bad. You go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Nah, go
What's up,
ahead,
guys?
Kim.
What's up, guys? It's the first episode. I'm so happy to be here with the housemates. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yup, it's your boy Drew. It's your boy Jordan. Excited to do this. This is gonna be a little bit of a different video for us, but it's gonna be pretty exciting. I'm pretty happy that we're doing this.
Yes, sir. So the Yu-Gi-Oh House show is where we're going to show you guys around the whole Yu-Gi-Oh metagame, everything that's going on with Yu-Gi-Oh. We're going to be touching on a bunch of different topics. It's hopefully going to be a weekly broadcast. We're bringing you guys to the channel, long form video. We wanted to spice up the content on the channel a little bit. So we'll go ahead and you guys good with just diving right into it?
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Let's do this.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
First, let's talk about YCS Costa Rica, the last major YCS or last major big event in general before the December 1st ban list. And, we just saw a bunch of issues there. So,
Jesse Kotton took home the win, finally.
Jesse Kotton took home the dub.
Yes, sir. He's been to 4 finals in like the last, six events almost. He's lost
Something
every
like that,
one, but he
right?
finally took the dub today.
I was about to say, he's topped
That's
about
crazy.
every YCS he's been to.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He's a legend. Yeah. He might be the GOAT. Like, no cap, he might be the GOAT.
That's an insane record. Yeah, he's got an insane record.
Probably the most consistent Yu-Gi-Oh topper playing Ishizu Terra. Like, the way he plays Ishizu Terra is pretty crazy. And what's really interesting is I've seen his deck profile. The man runs 3 Yugioh. He maxes out on all the Ishizu cards.
Look, I'm not trying to act like I knew it, but like I've been running 2 to 3 Yugioh since I started playing the deck. Like, the focus should be milling. And honestly, if you're playing the mirror, you waste your opponent's 2 to 3 tier names already, and then keep milling them, they just lose resources. Like, yeah, you run the risk of putting Keldo and Mudora in the graveyard, but you do that anyway. So, like, why not maximize on your mills?
Milling your opponent's deck is an insanely broken effect. And
if you're not playing a Shizu tier, you're just milling your opponent's deck, and they can't access their resources. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You can really mess up your opponent's turn by milling their cards. And even if they get sent to the graveyard, it's an option to mill. Like, you don't have to mill if you don't want to. It's not forced. And it's just another fairy name in your hand. I don't think he run Diviner though. I don't think which is interesting.
He does not run Diviner, which is pretty interesting. I was
going to say, the Costa Rica list, I don't think he ran Diviner. Did he have?
He wasn't running it at Pasadena either. I don't believe he was running that at Pasadena either. He's really maxing out on
that Hani?
Yeah, Hani was running it. Pac was running it.
He won a game against Jesse because of Barone.
Yeah, nah, Barone is insane.
That finals was wild.
Barone is insane, but there's still different ways to do it, because I think he might have to pivot over to it because Orange Light's obviously going to 1. But like normal summoning Orange Light, you can almost go into Barone that way as well. So like it plus Rokalos is Barone. And that's a lot of pressure in itself.
Is it level 4? Herald of the Orange Light?
No, Herald is a level 2, but Rookhouse is a level 8. Yeah,
it has really good synergy with the deck. Herald has crazy synergy with the deck. Crazy.
Diviner is insane. Whether you dump it off of Sprin, like if you need it for later, or you just take it back with Elf, like it's not even a normal summon. It's kind of a break, but like you don't even have to normal summon the card, and you can send a Nagito or Kelback to mill 5 with it. Like it's just too much value.
Yeah, it's actually crazy though. But guys, 2 days from now, what do we have coming up?
The ban list.
Ban list.
That ban list is going to be crazy.
Yeah, it goes into effect. Mystic Mind.
Mystic Mind cut. Too bad. Most of the
probably a few months too late. Probably a few months too late, to be honest with you.
Is it just me, or is there a power vacuum?
There's
they were calling it our Max C. Mystic Mind was our Max C. Is there a power vacuum? Like, what is the most powerful card you can just throw on every deck? Is that evenly matched now? Like, what?
I think it's probably evenly matched.
Is there a power vacuum for real? Like,
yeah, it might be. I mean, because look, that card was degenerate. Let's be honest.
It is.
A card that punishes you for playing Yu-Gi-Oh should not have existed.
Literally.
But it's just it feels like a lot of the time it feels like this kind of came late, because like it was Pasadena where Pat played Buddy, who was running almost like Ishizu Tearlaments Mind Turbo, and his decision to play Mind lost him games, because he would show his hand when people would mill his deck that he had like Demise or Metaverse or Mind, and then people would just play around it. They would wait a special summon until they had some sort of negate for it.
with Ishizu Tear, you run the risk of showing what you're playing when you mill cards.
Yeah.
So if you're sending mine and you're playing the mirror, your opponent can search the removal. And it's just like, you know, and most of these tier 1 decks, Sprites and Tear both have removals in engine removal.
Yeah.
It's just
Heartbeat.
the mind bank came way too late.
Yeah, it did. Heartbeat alone like was a check for mine, and people would probably like some people played it at 1, and then in the side they had another one. So that's like 2 in archetype removals. Plus, you're still playing. You have Cosmic Cyclone. You have Feather Duster. There's just too many answers for it now. But when it was running around with like Runic Mind Burn, like it won a YCS. Like we know how good it was.
I was gonna say it won a YCS. It was a solidified strategy. Like you could seriously go grab Cauldron of the Old Man, Mystic Mind, throw it in the deck, and make it work. Like people were winning.
It wasn't good because you can literally play a deck that has no monsters,
and win a whole tournament that way.
Exactly. You completely broke Yu-Gi-Oh. You broke Yu-Gi-Oh at that point. Konami saw that. They didn't ban Mystic Mind when they saw that. They were like, okay, let it run around a little bit more. And it's like, what? Like, okay, what is that?
It's just, I just hope that thing never sees the light of day ever again. Like, I hope that this is banned and it's like a perma ban, because like I'm tired of seeing that card. Because when it does work, it's the most infuriating card to play against, in my opinion.
Yo, do you guys remember when the freaking Mystic Mind support was running amok on Twitter?
When they were talking about the fake Mystic Mind support.
April Fool's Day.
Yo,
and people thought Mystic Mind was about to get support.
Mystic Mind.
That would have been
freaking one, bro.
That would have been the downfall, I think, of Yugioh, to be honest.
I was looking at that tweet like, yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna stop playing.
Stop.
Playing against Sky Strikers and they would flip Mystic Mind was literally like the worst like 6 months ago. Like it was like, what is this? Like why is this even a thing?
Yeah, being able to just play under Mystic Mind was so many strat. Like even to this day, like Exo Sisters was taking advantage of Mystic Mind. Like just playing with one
strategy with it's just you can stall. Like it stalls. It stalls and you better.
It literally stops the game.
Yeah, that's where I think that's where the you know the line in the sand was kind of crossed. Like being able to just slap it down and be like, all right, how many cards do you have in your deck? All right, cool. Like I'm about to win because I'm gonna take you out.
The first time I had that card activated against me, I was at locals and Buddy was playing like stun and then activated Mystic Mind. I was like, count your cards. I was like, I don't remember. I think I was playing Drytron. So I go through like half my deck in a combo sometimes. I'm like 20. And he was like, do you have any outs? I was like, oh.
It'll deck you out. It'll deck you out.
Like he was not planning on doing anything but decking me out, and it worked. Like he beat me because of it. Like that card had no place.
Decked out?
He decked me out at locals because I didn't run a main deck out to Mystic Mind at the time.
Why?
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Wild.
This was like a year ago though, bro. It was a while ago.
Yeah,
but no, Curious got banned too, and Curious was also way too late because nobody runs Curious anymore.
Super late.
No, as soon as the Ishizu cards touched down, Curious got thrown out of the extra deck and tier, and that was the only deck playing it. So like, I guess for future decks that can take advantage of it, that's a good hit because
Dark World
being able to essentially take any card in your deck, put it in the graveyard, and then get it into cycle because every deck uses the graveyard to some extent was kind of OD, but like it already ran a but when Danger Tearlaments was like the first to second best deck, like it was already used. It felt like it was a little late.
So what's the difference really between a card like Curious and a card like Beatrice?
Beatrice, you require 2 monsters that are a specific level and only sends a monster. Whereas Curious is any 3 monsters with same attribute but a different type that can potentially plus you.
Beatrice is any card.
Curious is any card.
Is it any card?
I'm almost certain Beatrice is any card.
But still, it's two level 6s, like, and you're not gonna plus off that. Whereas, like, if you go in Curious, you're usually using like Garura, and that's a plus, like in itself. You're drawing a card and dumping a card to the grave. So you're essentially plusing
Darkwing Beast, and that's what I'm saying. Right. With all the danger monsters, like, come on,
and even with the Bestials,
crazy.
Even with the Bestials being level 6, people still don't really run Beatrice like that because like it's a good card, yeah, for sure, but like still needing 2 level 6s is still kind of a steep price considering like this is the first time in a while it's been like playable essentially since Drytron.
Yeah.
I mean, with
Malicious got hit too.
If you max out on the Bistro engine, or not even max out, but if you're running Bistro instead of hand traps, you can get into a level 6 pretty easy. You just need 2 Bistro cards, and those they spam themselves out into the field. And yeah, Curious is send it's one card, no monster, just one card.
I was about to say Curious and Beatrice are both just any card.
It also mills 3 when you send a card to grave too, so it's a potential plus on top of that. So it's like you have the effect to dump a card, but then you have the effect to mill 3, and that in like modern standards is essentially getting 3 more cards into rotation. So that's kind of crazy.
That's I mean,
especially because your graveyard is a second hand.
Exactly. Oh, you milled an extra Drytron name? Congratulations, you get to keep playing. Oh, you milled a tier name? Well, you get to fuse. Like it's kind of crazy.
And then they brought Herald the Orange Light to 1, which
That's
makes
a good hit.
I just don't know why they didn't hit any of these Shizu cards. They could have brought Kelbeck too. Kelbeck's just really good.
What?
Bro, it's too early.
It's too early. For sure. It's too early.
Mama just dropped. They're still selling it. Mama just dropped. They can't hit it.
I don't even know if it's that, but like I think the problem card is Keldo, because Keldo searches the Kelbeck. Like Kelbeck has 2 effects and both of them are just as relevant. So you have to either draw into it or mill it, right? But Keldo allows you to search it, so you get that guaranteed hand effect. Whereas if you see it in your hand right now, you might be like, dang, if I use Shiren to dump it and mill 5, it might be better than holding it to try to use it as the hand trap.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. I mean, just those cards in general, they're just really good cards. So
they're broken, bro. They're absolutely broken.
The thing that worries me is what are we gonna see? What exactly is this ban list? Because Konami never gives us updates. Like, they just drop ban lists whenever. Because from what I'm seeing, the cycle for this ban list is a little strange. People are calling it the emergency ban list. So I don't know if this is something to hold the format until the end of December after the holiday seasons when tournaments start back up. They might drop a new one. I doubt it. I think they're gonna wait the regular cycle and just drop a ban list. Not like 3 months from now.
Probably do late February.
Probably late February. And it's just like, I mean, I don't know. They
talked about it on their Twitter. They said
when does Hypernova come out? When does Photon Hypernova come out?
Has to be March. I think it's a March core set.
Okay. Because if that's the case, then February. But if it comes out in February, it's gonna be January, because there's no way that they don't hit the Tearlaments field spell before the new one comes out, Photon Hypernova.
Exactly.
North America, Photon Hypernova drops February 10th.
I February hope 10th? They would do
February 10th.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure it's February. Yeah, February 10th. So the ban list is gonna drop like a week before that, or like late January. The reason why this is called an emergency ban list is only because the last ban list had a few months, and it's been like 2 months since the last ban list, so it technically came early. But yeah, there's absolutely no way that they're going to release Photon Hypernova with a new Tearlaments field spell that's supposed to power creep it down and not hit the regular field spell.
I think
it's probably going to 1 like it did in the OCG, to be honest with you. And even then, I still think running 1 terraforming and 1 field spell is better than running the new field spell.
I feel like
they talked about it on Twitter though. They said that it was it's not an ban list as much as they're just trying to give you a ban list before the holiday season, let you settle into it. That's why I gave you a couple, like I think it was a week in advance or something like that, a week and a half in advance. They said they were going to let you settle into it. So I'm assuming, like you said, maybe late January, they might drop a new one.
I hope they're
probably still going to.
Hypernova is all I'm going to say.
What'd you say?
I hope they drop it before Photon Hypernova.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
Because
I really hope so. They wouldn't do that.
There's too many.
I really hope they wouldn't do that.
Bro, the best deck right now, even post ban list, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Like, that deck is getting better with Photon Hypernova. Like, they get to play Fenrir at 3 for free and search their engine. It's insane. So there's no way that they're gonna let tier be full power with the Shizu cards all at 3 still before they drop that set. I just cannot see that happening. That'd be a huge mistake.
But the OCG is always on top of it, and that's what scares me. You know, like, the OCG almost hit it like preemptively, right? Like hitting the field spell to 1. I think Keldo got hit to 1 before,
Havness was hit to 2.
Havness got the semi-limit. That's what I'm saying.
And
The
then
OCGs
I think Orange Light went from like semi-limited to limited or something. Like they
I
hit.
think we are in risk of maybe running at least a single format with full power issues with Tearlaments with the Kashtira stuff splashed on top of it.
No way. I don't believe it.
I
don't
really
think that's
hope.
possible.
I really hope not. I really hope
I don't
not.
think it's
But
because
stopping is excuse me from going to elements is just Herald at one. But like if they have 3 of their field spells on top of the new field spells, on top of Kashtira, on top of the thing that searches
that's what I'm saying. If
Yeah,
you
I would
have
have cut. I would have cut Herald of the Orange Light anyways, right?
Yeah.
Herald of the
So-
Orange Light at 1 is useless. Like nobody's gonna run it. They're just gonna replace it with 3 other cards. Like now you
Yep.
can main backward removal even easier because you don't have to dedicate 3 slots to a hand trap. Like
Very true.
losing Herald is huge because they just don't have an extra card that says "fuck you." Like I'm gonna play my game regardless, even though
I
I'm
mean,
the best
Herald's
deck.
a broken card. in
It's
general.
ridiculously broken. The fact that it pitches another with it, which you get to negate and mill 5, and it's like a gamma. It's like that's such a strong piece of like interaction to have.
Yeah, man.
And
Ammo,
it doesn't
and
punish
you can control monsters.
exactly, and you plus because you can mill 5 off of it, or you get your Mudora and Keldo into the graveyard to shuffle
Shuffle
stuff back
backs.
in. It
It's
was
crazy.
way too strong to be.
I think it was a warranted hit. I think it was the
Bro,
hits
I
of one.
walked into I walked into locals not having played Yu-Gi-Oh at a tournament in like a month and dog walked everybody because that deck is just so powerful. It doesn't make any sense. I activated
so
Orange Light
good.
twice the entire night, both negating Abyssal, and as soon as I did it, they scooped because they just didn't have anything else. It's ridiculously strong. Ridiculously strong. So that's a good hit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it
In my
wrecked
opinion.
a lot
But
of
I'm
both
surprised that
decks.
Havness didn't get touched. Oh, it completely kills rogue decks.
How did Havness not get touched?
Havness just
I was
avoided it.
scrolling
They
through
were
that
like,
semi-limited list and I saw Recital Starling and I was like, where's Havness? Where's Havness?
bro, I was for sure that Havness was gonna get hit.
Where's
That card does not
where's
need to exist.
Havness?
Yo,
Yeah, bro,
I-
that's kind of insane. It's kind of OD.
bringing back
No
Lurlith,
field
though.
spell hit, no Havness hit. I knew that as soon as they announced the unlimited rewave, they announced the unlimited rewave for Power of the Elements.
Power of
and
the
I was like,
Elements.
oh no, the field spell's about to stay at 3. Because it's the main selling point of the set. Well, obviously, besides the Starlights, but it's the main selling point of the set. Why would you
Some
hit
people
your
who-
field
Nah,
spell to 1 when
Starlights probably
unlimited
Starlights aren't gonna be in the unlimited. Starlights won't be in the unlimited.
is.
No, they announced it. It will
It
be.
is.
It will be.
It's the first unlimited set that will have starlights in it.
The first of its kind.
Damn.
The first
well,
unlimited.
I don't think
wave
think
Starlight.
that they. The thing is though, like even though that's gonna be the selling point, I think the Tearlaments core and the Sprite core is gonna be enough to still push it over the edge without the field spell.
Of course.
Because, bruh, the field spell is
Yeah,
not just a field spell.
absolutely.
It is a field spell that searches on activation. It is a field spell that pumps your monsters by 500 and is removal in combination with the Ishizu cards. It doesn't, that card is not okay to be at 3.
You shuffle
And you
back
can
with
run 4
Keldo and
you can
Mudora,
run 4
boom,
copies
you
of
pop
it.
with Pelourinho.
That's what I'm saying. That card's insane. Like, oh, you rip my
Crazy.
hand or whatever. I could brick my entire hand, right? My entire hand could be garbage. And then I draw Pelourinho and my hand is entirely fixed and I'm gonna full combo. It's insane. Like that card is ridiculous.
Yo, no, that card is insane. That card is
That
insane.
card's
If
broken.
you summon Kaleido Heart, it's just clear too. It's just like
Bro,
Yeah.
it chain blocks your monsters. Like it activates your Kit Kalos for you if you need it to. Like it's the amount of applications that cards has is so crazy. And I think if it stays at 3 with like the Kashtira,
It's wild,
new
it's at
stuff,
3.
if it's
on
around
top
at 3,
of all that, it's at 3.
on
On
top
top
you can
of
run
all that, it's
terraforming.
at 3. You can run it
you
at
run
3.
Terraforming, you have 4 copies of it in every deck. Like you have 4 copies of that card.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
but Konami thought everything was okay because we're bringing macros to 3. We're bringing 3
Oh,
creatures to
man.
3. Like
No
everything
one
is
asked for
okay.
more floodgates.
Bro, this is what I'm talking about.
They
We need to
killed
talk about
every rogue strategy. Like
we need to
if
talk
people-
about
Every rogue
what-
strategy.
What is Konami doing, bro? Does Konami want a game that is tier 0, super broken, intricate play with the professionals? Or do you want a format where everybody is playing 3 of these broken floodgates that kill any rogue strategy?
Not only do they kill
And
rogue strategies,
strategy.
but you also demolish them from the inside.
Oh,
Because
man.
if you want to play rogue, you have to run these cards. And if you run
Oh,
these
God.
cards, you're running cards that you should be running instead. If you run 6 floodgates, your consistency is like down the gutter. I mean, nobody's running 3 deep fissure and 3 macro.
No, definitely not. I'm not
out. 2 deep fissure and 2 macro cosmos. You're gonna want to die. You're gonna lose that duel.
The only one that's gonna be seeing play at multiples is fissure because it's a spell. Cosmos is too slow. Cosmos you might throw in at 1, but
I would run Cosmos
depending on the deck you're running. Like if you're running Flunder, you're probably gonna throw a couple of them in because Flunder was playing stuff like Mine. So now you have like at least a slot open, right? Why not throw in a deep fissure or 2, which is gonna plus you? Kostira, they can run 2 of it if they want to.
Yo, I'm testing out a build right now. I'm testing out Sword Soul with 3 deep fissure, and it's ridiculous. Honestly, it's really good.
It's so stupid.
I bet.
And I get that like it is a tier 0 format, but why instead of hitting the problem deck, do you just give us more of these floodgates?
Why add more floodgates to the meta?
Who asked for slow?
Makes sense.
Who asked for the slow, boring, grindy games that are games with
that
floodgates?
Makes no sense. I saw Mystic Mind was like, finally, I'm not gonna have to main deck backward removal. I'm not gonna have to main it. Not gonna have to worry about it. Got to the unlimited side, saw 3 deep fissure, 3 macro cosmos. I was like,
not to mention the metaverse.
And metaverse turboing out Necro Valley.
I was gonna say people were complaining about mine. Metaverse at 3 with Necro Valley running around is ridiculously stupid. Like, and I get it. Everybody hates tier.
What were they thinking? That's like
everybody hates tier. That's gonna be the justification, right? Is that Tearlaments is the best deck. We didn't hit the core, but we gave you all these cards to help stop it.
That's
but
what I'm saying.
You're limiting deck building. You're limiting consistency in decks. You're limiting the amount of decks that can even be built. Like, it's not okay to funnel everything into this format where it's a Shizu tier and everything else. It should just be like an open field, in my opinion. And they just, every ban list, it seems like they do something. Like when they brought Skill Drain back to 3 a few months ago, we all kind of looked at each other. I remember when it dropped, we all just kind of looked at each other like, what are they doing? Like, who asked for Skill Drain to be at 3?
Yeah, more floodgates, like head scratching, like what? How was at the end?
Who plays Skill Drain?
Not anymore. It's not good anymore. But when it came out, that was the Sword Soul Despia format where you put that on the field and completely stop their turn. Like the Shizu tier doesn't care because all their stuff activates in graveyard. They can put their stuff in graveyard very quickly. Like it doesn't really matter. But when that card came out at 3, it was in a format that desperately needed a check for combo decks. And now you're in a situation where you need a check for Tearlaments, and instead of just hitting the deck, you just give us more of these uninteractive, unfun floodgates. And I'm tired of it, to be honest with you. Like, I can't stand it.
Yeah.
They need to pick and decide like what they want to do with the format for real. Yeah. Like, do you want it to be one deck versus everything else and it be tier 0, or do you want to like influence better deck building?
Interesting point though. Macro and deep fissure have been at 3 in the OCG for a very long time, and we don't see them get any play.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's very true. I think it's because you have a main deck out to them, and because they're too slow. Like, they're still gonna be too slow, and they're bricky.
Yeah, and they don't plus on Kashtira. You're not banishing face down, so why does it matter?
Well, that's not you. You do want yourself to be banished in general, because birth and preparations special from face up banish. Okay. But that's what makes them good, because like they don't let you interact with the banished stuff face down. The whole point of it being so strong is that it banishes everything face down, so you can't interact with them. The only card that interacts with it is the new Xyz that comes out, a Rise Heart, which like attaches them as material or something.
I was about to say, Rise Heart is going to be nasty. A Rise
Heart plus Diablossus.
All the Kashtira Tearlaments. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but nah, Deep Fissure and Macrocosmos being at 3 is definitely like weird and annoying, because the reason why it's annoying is because people are going to experiment with it and be running it, not because it's good, but because they think it's the way to stop it, because they're the new toy. But yeah, they've been at 3 for a while over there and they haven't made any noise. So I don't think it's going to affect like the TCG too much, but it's still going to be annoying to have to deal with when the people are playing it.
I hope they follow the trend of the OCG and they bump up mind control. I would love mind control at more than 1. Been playing a lot of the Change of Heart, mind control, enemy controller in my Sprite build, and it just, oh my goodness, like being able to punish people summoning on my turn. Someone on turn 0, sure. Our turn, our monsters then, fine. Change of heart, give me that. Mind control, give me that. Enemy controller, give me that. Like, I'll keep plussing, sure, whatever. You want someone on my turn? Give me that. Let me see that. Mind control plus triple tactics tasking. Is that Photon Hypernova?
Yes. Yes.
Photon Hypernova? Yeah, triple tactics tasking. I think it will be able to grab things like mind control, like triple tactics talent. Like, it's gonna be nasty.
Yeah, it searches any normal trapper spell, and you can activate those normal spells the turn you search them and put them on the field. So yeah, you're golden. That card's kind of, I think it was a little overhyped. I think people have now kind of read it and been like, okay, it's good, but it's not like broken.
Yeah.
Like triple tactics talent is still better than it, but that card's still really, really solid.
Yeah.
Tasking about
tasking is a one of in every sort of deck, whether it's in the main deck or in the side deck.
Yeah.
The OCG, list, right? Yeah. It's always one of in the main deck, and it might search your one of mind control, your one of triple T, your one of, and they play a lot of one ofs from there.
What do y'all think about Constellar Diamond coming off? Well, not it coming off necessarily, but Plutonius, whoever his name is.
I have not tested with that. I have not tested with that at all. So
it's broken. I mean, it keeps you from being able to send cards from the deck to the grave. So it's like Abyss Dweller, but kind of on steroids, because it also has a dark monster specifically. It has to negate for that on it as well. Yeah. So it's not just you can't send, but if like there's not a lot of decks that do this, but if you try to add from the graveyard to your hand, it just gets banished. So like it's a complete floodgate for graveyard decks because you just can't put anything in there.
I mean, I knew when I read it on paper, it just completely stops. Completely stops.
Oh yeah, for sure. But the fact that you have to dedicate 2 extra deck slots to it, and it's easily disrupted by, say, a Unicorn or a Diablosis in some strategies. Like once Tearlaments gets Tearlaments Kostira, they're gonna be able to go into cards like Diablosis if they really wanted to and rip something out the extra deck. So like the fact that you have to dedicate 2 slots to it, plus people can rip it out. It's
Pleiades, Ptolemaeus.
I think it's like Plutonius or Ptolemaeus or something like that. I think
Ptolemaeus to get into Diamond. Summon Unicorn, you activate an effect, give me that one. Overlay for Diablosis, give me the other one. Come on, that's what I'm saying. Crazy. And that, in my opinion, is where I feel like the TCG kind of lacks in where they're thinking. Like Recital Starling to 2, but you bump Ptolemaeus from Forbidden to 3.
Well, Recital Starling being at 3 would be pretty not okay, because it allows.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah, for sure. But why not bring Ptolemaeus from Forbidden to Limited? Why bring it straight to?
You're only gonna run one anyways. Why would you run more than one? Because it's not an extra deck monster you want to run in multiples. Recital Starling, you want to run in multiples because you can
because it's not. Well, I was about to say you get both of them to go off in the same turn,
and then you just go into Utopic Draco Future after that. So it's insane. So that is why. But like Ptolemaeus, you're only gonna want to run the one, and then you still have to run the diamond. So like if you dedicated more than those 2 slots to your extra deck with those cards, I think it'd be just a little too much.
It would be really good. Well, it would be bad. No, my bad. I mean, it wouldn't make sense if you ran to like most extra deck cards. Yeah. But if you guys want to go ahead, we can hop into some Master Duel conversation. We just got a new Master Duel drop. We can touch on that really quick. Master Duel, I have lost all enjoyment for Master Duel.
Absolutely.
Don't drop.
Absolutely.
I fell off Master Duel like a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago. I tried to get back into it, and then I realized that they released a secret pack for the adventure and punk stuff that came out ended like 2 weeks before I hopped back on, and I was like, well, there goes my ideas for my day.
Yeah, it was like 3 months ago. Like, I don't know.
I'm out of here.
He's agreeing with us, but he was just playing Master Duel.
Just playing it, talking about here's my deck profile.
And I will tell you, as a person who plays Master Duel, Master Duel's format is not enjoyable. Their crafting system is a joke.
It's terrible.
You need to make multiple accounts to make multiple decks. There's no way that you can hop on Master Duel right now and go build a deck.
You can. If
It's
you made a
not-
new
You can.
account,
If
they
you start
do
a
it
whole
online.
new account and you grind on solo mode for like an hour, you
If
can make like
you have to make a
25.
whole new
That's the
account.
problem, though. Exactly.
You have to make
an
a
entirely
whole
new account to do it. And the
You wanna go
problem
build a
is
deck, you already got a deck built. You want to go build a new deck? It's impossible.
another
It is
problem.
impossible. You have to dismantle like 3
All those-
decks if you want to build a new deck.
On God. And the problem is like similar to what I was talking about. These selection packs that come out, they don't give them secret packs. So once that selection pack runs out, you're now stuck buying master packs to try to find punk stuff. You're now having to buy master packs to try to find the new branded stuff. Like, why do I have to do? Why not just give it a secret pack?
Just got a secret pack.
And the secret pack system is just
Just got a
not
secret pack.
good in itself.
Secret
Like, the
pack
fact that you have
system
to-
is so dumb.
like, why don't you act like a regular gacha game and just like bring out banners like periodically? Like, selection packs are not good banners at all. They're the same freaking cards all the time, and they only come like, bro, like it's just like I don't even know how that system works. It's
And you only get 5 cards like per archetype, like per that actual set. You only get 5 of those cards at a time. And when you get an ultra rare, super rare, you're not guaranteed to get it from the pack. You can still get it from like a master pack. It's ridiculous.
Duel Links had the freaking block. Like, it had the freaking like card shop. You swipe 3 times,
remember that.
card shop.
I
You go
remember
inside the
that.
card shop. The card shop was busting. They had literally every freaking set ever in that shit. Oh, I mean,
No, I remember that though. I do remember that. That's a good point. Like
they had every like no
that's
matter.
what had me on Duel Links hooked. I was hooked on Duel Links. I was, opening the packs like, oh man, I'm gonna get the Blackluster Soldier ritual monster that banishes 2 or 3 cards or whatever.
That's
It's not
what
a
I'm
very
saying.
good card, but in Duel
I was-
Links meta, it's great. Like
I was literally throwing money at the game, like
Honest, I was gonna say
like
Master
trying to
Duel
pull
really-
mystical space.
Master
time
the
Duel
to-
summer before I went to
Sorry.
college, bro. The summer before I went to college, I was playing Duel Links every day on my laptop. I was grinding on the leader
bro.
boards. Like I had like a Philo Silent Swordsman deck. I was going crazy. But Master Duel, I got hooked on Master Duel for like a month, and I played Eldritch. It wasn't even a fun deck. It was Eldritch. I played Eldritch Floodgate.
Yeah,
That's how I got up on the ladder.
Yeah.
I didn't even enjoy playing the games myself because every other deck was just as
man.
degenerate, bro. It was nothing but toxicity. So you're just like, what am I supposed to do but play Skill Drain and play all these floodgates and play Eldritch? Like, why not?
Yeah.
And it's just not fun for me
In-
anymore.
in a-
Like, I just
in a
lost the
format-
interest in it.
In a format where Maxi is going crazy, why would I
Bro,
not run a control deck? Why would I not run a control? Why would I not run Flawonderies? Like, you're giving people no options.
Bruh, we should have talked about how Flunder didn't get any hits on the ban list, bruh.
I mean, it's the
Why
out-
is Stormwind
it's
still
the
a call?
out- It's the out to tear. Like, it's the counter to tear. They're not about to hit
Bruh,
that.
but it still bricks like crazy, but it's still so OD.
Map and Advent deserved some sort of check.
It is the
Stormwinds,
meta.
y'all are okay with Barrier Statue or Harpy's Featherstorm being a card?
Oh, Windbreaker statue. I
That card
will give
is
credit. I
stupid.
will give credit to Mastodon for banning Windbreaker statue.
Not only will Flunder run it, but Kostira run it. Because if you make Arsenal Falcon, you can just special summon it from the deck
Special summon from the deck.
and still special summon Unicorn.
It's
Still
a side
normal
deck
summon your
option in the
monsters.
OCG right now.
It's ridiculous. I run it right now on my main. Like, it's ridiculously stupid that deck can
Absolutely.
do that and that card still exists. But yeah, kudos for Master Duel for being early on the Crystron hit and for being early on
I can't forgive them for the Krishan.
Nah, bruh. Crystron's stupid.
I can't forgive them for that.
Yeah,
Guys,
yo,
I'm gonna
let me
go
make sure
over-
that. How do I?
Is this the new pack?
This is the new pack that just released.
Let me
Nah,
make it
this
a
is
little bit.
old, bro.
One
This
second.
is the old one.
No, this is the pack that just came out.
This is the pack that came out like 3 weeks ago.
It might have come out 3. Oh yeah, it did come out 3 weeks ago. But
But
this
this is still
this is
pretty
the-
relevant because
is
this
the stuff,
focuses on the
a lot
fact
of people are hopping back on Mastodon because they just gave out 1,000 gems.
this
I
is
logged
the
in, picked up the
this is
1,000.
the fact that they skipped over the rest of Battle of Chaos and they went for this instead of Battle of
They
Chaos.
started releasing Difo.
They released cards from Tactical Masters before they finished off one of the core sets.
But that's the thing. They don't want to. They Battle of Chaos is not getting finished. Chaos Magician is literally up in the air, up in like a different dimension, fourth dimension, just travel space and time. It's like, where the hell is it? Nobody knows.
Where's Illusion of Chaos?
but we got Valence though, bro. We got Valence. We didn't get Illusion of Chaos, but we got Valence, Visa Star, Process, Scareclaw.
Scareclaw, okay. They're giving Pendulum support. Okay, like I'm not about to be playing Pendulum. I don't know. That's my personal.
Electromite is legal. Electromite is legal on Monster Duel.
Yeah, it is.
I was gonna say, why would they not just run Electromite over it?
I've seen them go crazy. Some new animations. I mean, come on, guys. I don't. This is just to say, like, I was really waiting for the Difold cards to start coming out, because I really wanted to play Therion. I was talking about it with these guys earlier. They just can't have any more recurring Omni Negates. Like, they just can't have any more Omni Negates in that game. They completely smashed Adventure Tenyi, freaking the freaking Synchro. It was Adventure Synchro, because
Dragon Link Adventure, all those. Yeah. Any deck that ran Adventure and linked that into somehow Crystron is dead now, essentially.
Yeah,
Crystron's gone. Any deck that anchored on Crystron had to completely rebuild or is dead.
I mean, there are just so many cards. I want to bring this up because I didn't know that Plague Spreader. I don't know if this is true, because I swear I ran Plague Spreader in the old deck, but apparently Plague Spreader was not in the game. But turns out it wasn't, because this is announced cards that are coming out. We're getting Unizombie and Plague Spreader in this new structure deck, Immortal Glory.
Nah, but Unizombie's been in the game, because I ran it in Eldritch.
No way, you're completely right. You're completely right. I'm like, bro, I know these cards were in the game, but it said Immortal Glory announced cards.
I think it's because it's a structure deck.
Those first three might be new. Those first three might be new, though.
Yeah, because those are from Difo.
Chaos, right?
Those are from Difo.
That's Difo?
Yeah, that's Difo that these came out in.
I don't know why they would put freaking Unizombie and Plague Spreader and announced cards in if they're, I don't know.
Because I have 2 of the Felgrand, and I only opened up like barely any Battles of Chaos. So
Unizombie in a structure deck is really good, but you're gonna be spending 1,500 gems if you want 3 Unizombie. It's like, okay.
It depends on what other cards are in here. If they throw in like Zombie World, even if it's just one, like Zombie World's another Ultra. If they throw in another good card, like at the super rare, like Banshee, maybe it might be worth it.
Yeah.
Isn't Banshee a super rare in this game?
I guess these are just the cards they've announced so far.
I'm almost certain it's a super rare.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a super. If they put something like Banshee in here, that'd be good. If they somehow
Zombie World, that's the UR.
Yeah, I was gonna say if they somehow blessed it with Zombie World and put another UR in there, that'd be pretty cool. This is the new one, right?
This is the new one that's coming out next week on December 8th. And this was actually I like this one a lot more. Just because we're seeing the Labyrinth cards.
Runic and Labyrinth.
This is my problem. Why are they going deeper into Tactical Masters before they finish Battle of Chaos?
Battles of Chaos. What was it?
Illusion of Chaos is literally just like you said, bro. It's just people have been clamoring for that specific card for so long, and they're just not putting it in the game. And I'm convinced they're doing it to troll people at this point, because there's no reason. Dark Magician would not be that much better with that card. It would be that much better with the card in the deck. But it would not be like the best deck. Like, it's not going to break the format. Why not just give the people the card they've been asking for instead of giving us Labyrinth
Dark Magician players.
And more adventure token support and Runic? Who wants Runic in Master Duel right now? Do you know the headache that Runic is going to cause on the AI in Master Duel? This game is going to crash.
You know what?
Banishing all these cards at the top of the deck.
Illusion of Chaos is the replacement to what is that? Apprentice Illusion Magician. It's the replacement to Apprentice Illusion Magician in the splashable Magician Souls, kind of engine that gets run around. So maybe that's it. That's the only thing I can think of, because you remember there was the YCS 60 card list, synchro, good stuff.
Weren't they manipulating that with like Therions and stuff too, though? Like, wasn't that hinging on bigger piles with a lot of engines? That's what I'm saying. Like, they're just
Where's Regulus?
We have the adventure engine, which is a better engine to get an Omni Negate, but then the Therions are just like MIA, like never gonna be released. Hey, but Biblis, Triantis, and Bufalika and Ambulamades, I might have to hop back on and build Predaplan or something because this is kind of spicy to me. I don't know.
The Predaplan support that's coming out.
That's kind of nice. That changes the entire way the deck plays.
I just like that we're getting new stuff in the meta because literally the whole Master meta is just Flow, Sword Soul, and Branded. It is literally corrupted by Branded.
Branded got better because aren't in that new Branded selection pack, aren't they getting Expulsion?
Yeah, let me go ahead and run over
Expulsion.
Yeah. So not only is Despia the best, not only is Despia the best deck, it's getting a Floodgate, essentially.
Expulsion released at the same time as Alba Lunatis.
And Banishment?
Yo, what's the name of that? What's the name of that card that's pretty much the FDK for the deck that you can just summon it on your
Expulsion. So it's
the one down here. It's a
bottom row. The bottom row
first trap card.
It says new right there. The first trap card. First
trap card.
Oh yeah, Expulsion. Yeah, and then it lets you summon out that monster that's already in the game.
You can either summon
Dragon of Ra, the Ross
you have your choice. Ross Disciple, Photon, the Scythe.
So not only is Brandon already the best deck, but they're getting Banishment and Expulsion.
Yeah, and they're getting freaking
and they're getting Alba Lunatis.
Like I'm saying, like, yo, why are you dropping no support for anybody else? Like, okay, we get the Labyrinth card next week. That's gonna bring Branded down a notch, but Branded has been number one spot for way too long.
I was gonna say, isn't it like the deck in Master Duel right now? Everybody's playing Branded. It's the best deck.
Absolutely. If it's not a Branded mirror match, then you're going up against Sorcel.
Or Flow.
Or Flow unders. Everyone is completely off. Like I can't remember the last time I seen a set 5 deck. I got styled on. No, I'm gonna lie. I lied. I got styled on by Dynamorphia. Branded Dynamorphia.
Really? Oh, really?
Wow. That alone put respect on the deck for me.
You know what's crazy?
Master Duel meta, whatever. You know, like
I'm gonna guarantee this. I'm gonna guarantee this is a bold take. But the Tearlaments and Sprite engines are gonna be released in this game before they put the Therions in this game.
Yo, chill. That's not gonna
I'm not even joking, bro. I'm being dead serious. Bro, they're already at Tactical Masters. That's like a month before Power of the Elements came out in the season.
So if I see a Sprite before I see a Regulus, I'm gonna flip. Like I'm gonna be mad.
you go see somebody normal summon Rhinoheart,
go see like Kalos. New secret release, Sprite Blue. Start playing the new Sprite cards, recurring Omni Negates, and I'm gonna be like,
yo, where's Regulus?
Like, let me put up Calamity. Let me put him up. Like, let me put him up.
That's what I'm saying. Hulk joined Mystic Mind joined Hulk. It's the other way around. You can't play on any format. If I go to locals, I can't play Hulk or Mind. If I hop on Master Duel, I can't play Hulk or Mind. If I take a freaking flight to Japan, I can't play Hulk or Mind.
Hulk or Mind are the forbidden cards for real, yo.
What were they thinking when they made them, bro?
They were smoking. They were smoking straight. Oh no, bro. They was like, yo, 2 tuners or 1 tuner, special summon a free one. Like it was like BOGO.
There was just extension. You want a good inboard? You want some negates? Just put up a Krishan Hockey Fireback real quick, bro. We gonna get there.
Sure. Yeah, sure. You want a tuner?
Some way, somehow. We gonna get to an Omni negate some way, bro. Just trust me.
And so I'll go ahead and slide this over since we talked a little bit about the freaking OCG. We're gonna
got the go pulled up.
Yeah, we're gonna pull up the newest. There's a tournament on the November 25th. And then we've seen some Kashtira tops, some pretty interesting stuff to look at. We're just gonna, we're taking a look at all things Yu-Gi-Oh! Here in the Yu-Gi-Oh! House show. So we got first place, Kashtira Tear. Second place, interestingly, Pure Kashtira. I really want to see what's up with his 5th and 8th hero though. Like that's actually
Dark Law Turbo. Don't sleep on it.
Dark Law.
Don't sleep on it.
Bro, look at the
Don't
freaking
sleep
bro.
on
Look
it.
at
Dark Cloud Turbo, baby.
They put Dark Law on their deck and was like, bet.
all these Photon
Dark Cloud
Hypernova.
Turbo.
Nah,
Alright.
bro. Look, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I know y'all seeing this deck list for Cashier Tearlaments, right? This man is running 2 Fenrir. He's running Fenrir, and it's giving him pluses. He's running Fenrir, and it's giving him pluses, bro. He's running 1 field spell because it's limited over there, and he's doing perfectly fine. That's ridiculous.
I know
That's
you guys
ridiculous.
talk a lot more about this deck than me. I don't play the Fenrir cards. There's no deck that I really played where I've had to use them. So
Nah, bro. Look, peep this, bro. Peep. They're running 3 Celiac and 1 Meta Noise. Meta Noise is going to be so good because of the Cashier cards. Because Shangri-Ira cancels all your zones. You just flip it face down, and then it doesn't matter. Your zones are back online.
I do see the 3 Celiac, which is interesting.
Celiac is just so good. It searches you a monster. So I guess because you have 2 Havness now, you
and you also have 1 field spell, so
max out on your Celiac and hope to mill it, and you can get your Havness back. And its on-field effect is broken. Like, not only do you negate a monster, it's not for the turn, it's permanent monster negate and sends a card to the grave, which is a plus. So that doesn't really surprise me that much.
Can you scroll down? Can you scroll down a little bit so we can see the side deck too?
Yeah, side lava. These cards have always seemed really good play in the OCG. Never really in the TCG. Lava Golems, Fear Mode.
No, Lava Golem. They were running Lava Golem when in Danger Tiers. I was running that in my side because you don't need to roll.
It's a really good card to. It's a really good card to run. I just don't see it come up too often. But it seems like every
last card
I look at.
That last card is Crime. Yeah. The
Crime.
Omni Trap.
His ratios are kind of funny though. He's running one of the triple tactics. What is that? Triple tactics called?
Tasking.
Yeah. That's gonna be freaking broken. 2 Magnemite, but he doesn't run any of the other bestial cards in his he's running 3 Ash, which is interesting to see. A lot of people are sleeping on Ash.
You're gonna need it with Fenrir coming in to play because
is he playing like a targeted search activation. He's playing 2 Foolish Burial Goods?
Yes, absolutely.
That's pretty ridiculous.
Right? So Foolish Burial Goods is essentially a Rhoda for any tier limit monster.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, bro, those graveyard effects that those cards have are
one thing I find interesting. One thing I find extremely interesting is he's running a Rise Heart, right? I'm surprised he's not running Winter Cherries because Cherries would hit Kit Kalos in the tier matchup, and it would hit a Rise Heart in the Kashtira matchup, and it hit a Bistwiller in most matchups. I'm surprised he's not running it in this list because I feel like it'd be super impactful to strip Tearlaments or Kashtira of their best extra deck monster.
But tell me how Kashtira has completely replaced, or no, I'm not gonna say completely, but it's crazy to see how broken Ishizu Tear was.
Give me 1 second. Y'all keep going. Y'all give me 1 second.
It's completely crazy to see how broken Ishizu Tear was, and then going into now it's just Kashtira. Now it's Kashtira. Yeah. It's just it goes to show you how broken these new Kashtira cards are.
Fenrir, I think that price point for Fenrir being $60. People knew what they were talking about, bro.
Everybody not just I remember when the freaking Kashtira cards got announced. I remember watching the freaking Yassine video, and he was saying these cards he was talking about Fenrir. He was talking Fenrir and Unicorn. He said they're both absolutely broken. They're both absolutely broken.
It's ridiculous. Bro, the card is good now as a board breaker going second or going first. If you just special summon this thing to start your turn going first, you have a guaranteed piece of interruption. If your opponent hand traps you, if they put up anything in a mirror match, they go Havness, they mill, they fusion summon, and then they try to hand trap you later, well, you can just Fenrir and banish whatever card that they put on the field.
Banish face down. Absolutely.
And then the fact that it searches this Kashtira Tearlaments card, which is insane, because this is why I definitely think Havness has to be hit too, because its effect to special summon itself in mill 3 is a quick effect. So it's a hand trap, and it doesn't need a monster on the field to trigger its effect. You could just do this whenever you want during the main phase. Yeah, as soon as your opponent normal summons a monster, all right, bet I'm gonna special summon in mill 3. Is that cool? Yeah, you're starting your turn even earlier, so they can't set up their board.
Exactly, and then you can just play on their turn. If you mill good, you play on their turn. You can play as much as you want.
And then it mills 2 when it goes to the grave. Like honestly,
Yeah.
as good as all the other Tearlaments cards are with their graveyard effects, another monster that mills too is just that much better. Like it's that card's insane, and it's a level 7, so it gives you the rank 7 play for going into a Rise Heart if you need it. Like that card's kind of the only thing keeping it from being too broken is the fact that it's a water. What you say?
How was instant fusion still legal?
Because they will never kill that card. I don't know what it is, but they're never gonna kill that
I
card.
think they just really like that card art. I don't think that they want to ban
Bro,
think
no,
they're
bro.
like,
It's got to be because it's a starter piece to not just tier. Like if you hit instant fusion, you hit almost any fusion deck that has some sort of starter that's level 5 and below. And even though it's broken in tier, like it's like terraforming. Why is terraforming illegal? Like, but if you limit if you completely ban terraforming, you're hitting so many other decks rather than the deck that's abusing it right now.
That's a good point. That's actually a really good point. And then let's see. So here,
what is that new bestial that he's running? Is that that's Baldrake, right? What does that one do?
You know, if one of you guys want to search that up,
I'm about to look it up right now.
Yeah, so this is pure Kashtira, and he's running the let's see what he has on the side really quick. He don't have any other bestial on the side. It looks like this is the only bestial card that he's running, which is pretty
okay. So Baldrake, if your opponent special summons a ritual fusion, synchro exceeds or link monster, you contribute one other light or dark monster, then target one of those summon monsters and banish it.
Oh yeah, that's nasty
support. So while it does require some setup,
support.
If you use Magnamoot and then you're able to search this one and then use it later, like that's
but there's a reason
pretty nasty.
Magnamoot searches during the end phase.
That's pretty nasty.
Oh man, and this is just that's wait. Is that a quick effect like the other one?
Yeah, it's just like all the other bestials. So now you have a fourth bestial, and honestly, that probably replaces Saronir in decks that don't run more bestials. Like if you're just running bestials as hand traps, you probably run 2 Magnemite, 1 Druid Swarm, 1 Baldrake, or like 3, 2, and 1. Because now you don't need to run Saronir. Saronir was the worst one, like by far.
Yeah.
Now you just have a replacement for it, or a fourth name if you really want it. So now you have 4 ways to disrupt your opponent.
So I mean, here we're seeing 3 Ash and 2 Winter Cherries. I feel like Winter Cherries is just a really good card.
In the main, that's bold. But I guess Kashtira can.
I was going to say this main deck is crazy.
I was going to say, but I mean, Kashtira can afford it because you literally like look at his lineup for Kashtira monsters. It's what is that? 8, 6, 8, 10. That's 11 cards.
Single ogre. I don't know the card next to ogre.
That is the Scareclaw Kashtira. It allows you to take control of a monster deck. It's almost a change of heart essentially. And then you have Rise Heart, which is insane. But literally like you dedicate 11 cards to your entire engine, and your entire engine searches the rest of the engine in some way, right? So you have so many cards for wiggle room that you can afford to run 2 Winter Cherries in your main. It's ridiculous.
Can you go up to the first deck again? Okay, I was about to say, like, I saw cross out in second places, but I didn't see it in first places.
No, I don't think this doesn't have a cross out, but this one definitely does. This one does have the cross out.
Because cross out's limited over there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's limited to 1, which is
kind of crazy because the card's terrible in TCG. Literally never was run.
I mean, I think Crossout's a pretty good card. I think it's really slept on, actually.
It's good, but you just have to dedicate so many slots to the card that it finds itself not being as useful as people thought it was going to be. But the card was $100 before it came out.
The card was $100.
Yeah.
The card was $100.
People were paying $100
because it was so good. It was really it still is.
It's just different. Like the TCG just plays differently. I feel like to where like if you run cross out, you're running it in a rogue strategy that's just fragile. If your deck is not fragile, you have no need to run cross out. In my opinion,
yeah, that's very true.
I feel like we've moved away from so many like 2-3 card combo decks that like you have your 1 card starter and your 1 card follow up that still gets you the same end board. Who cares about your hand trap?
Yeah.
We also see a Book of Moon, which is pretty spicy tech card. Just 1. I mean, you're running 3 in perm, 1 moon. It's pretty nice.
This is just little shout out to the market watch that should have dropped that got corrupted. Book of Eclipse. If you don't have Book of Eclipse, buy it. That card's insane. That card flips everything face down. So the Arise Heart, that's a walking macrocosmos, and the Shangri-Ira that's locked down all your zones, you can just flip them face down and go about your day.
Yeah, shout out to you.
That card's
shout
insane.
out to you for real. Book of what's it called? Book of
Eclipse.
Book of Eclipse. Non-targeting, flip everything face down. Shout out to you for real, because I copped that card when it was 30 cents, and it is little by little. It's really gaining traction.
It's got a printing and dude. It's got a printing and dual devastator. So it's like $1 like right now. But when Costa hits, it wouldn't surprise me if it bumped up to like $2-3 a copy. And why spend the extra money?
It's gonna be a staple. Being able to flip that Shangri-Ira Xyz monster, flip face down. Come on.
Speaking of Book of Eclipse, he has it in the side.
Yeah, he's got it in the side right there.
On the side. Really cool to see that actually. I really like seeing just like almost a pure Xyz deck, even though I'm probably gonna get sick and tired of it when
we finally got another good pure Xyz deck. Finally.
I know, bro. Freaking Xyz.
Look at his Winter Cherries targets though.
So cool.
Look at his Winter Cherries targets. Because I bet you he's not getting to run that often. But he definitely can. But Kit Kalos is a crazy just target to be running in your deck. Winter Cherries. That's crazy.
Man, just running Kit Kalos.
Bro, I know for a fact when he was playing people during the tournament and he activated that and showed Kit Kalos, they just quit. Like they just quit. Because you can't play your deck without that card.
Is Barone a level 7 plus freaking like Ash and
a hand trap? Yeah.
Terrible. That's terrible.
Bro,
That's terrible.
Free. The Castor cards are so
you special summon Fenrir, search
free,
Unicorn, normal summon like Ash or something, and then just synchro into Barone, and you're like, okay. Even if that's your first turn, you just get into an Omni negate that quick.
Yo, really, I really want to play test this Castor cards because honestly, playing these cards is like something that I need right now, bro.
I promise you, people are gonna lose friends over this deck. People don't like Tearlaments, but this deck is literally uninteractive.
Yeah, I've heard this deck.
Yeah. It literally says you can't use this zone, you can't use that zone. You need that zone? No, you can't use it. Like that's not okay. And
you can lock down.
You can see the Storm Winds. There goes in the side deck. Yeah, you can just lock down a pendulum zone. So pendulum players are just fucked like from the jump.
You can lock down a pendulum zone. You can lock down the middle monster zone. Dragon Link is dead. That's it.
Any link deck, like any deck that really wants to link summon, if you take away that middle zone, they're screwed. Yeah. Other than Marincess plays around it because other
because
point down for some reason.
Point down. Yeah, I was about to say a lot of them point down.
The first Ishizu Terra at 4th. I mean, with Keldo being at 1 and Nagito being at 1, you kind of stop the deck a little bit. We've seen some interesting choices though. Mind Control in the main. I'm not sure
King of the Swamp being played in multiple builds again is really interesting, and it's strictly because of Grapha.
Yeah, Grapha. This card was in the first place. This card was
we
forgot to talk about this card. What does this card even do?
So if your opponent activates a monster effect or a normal spell and trap, you can replace the effect of that card to your opponent discards one card, so you get to discard a card. So it's a plus because you're discarding a Tearlaments card. And then it has another effect where if it gets destroyed, you can special summon a Grapha, but that's never going to be used. But that first effect being a quick effect, essentially negate that pluses you, is kind of insane. So
yeah,
I really wouldn't be surprised if we see
what card effects do is absolutely broken. That's probably like the future of like Yu-Gi-Oh, because those card effects are just above and beyond like any other card effect.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Replacing a card's effect is almost better than negating and destroying it.
Interesting what we're seeing in the side too evenly.
Chaos Hunter and 3 Lancia. He said,
Chaos Hunter?
I am not getting my stuff banished. He said, I am not getting none of my stuff banished. Y'all trying to fuck with my graveyard. That's not happening.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
See another more of the same as we go down.
It's interesting that Buddy was running.
But who got 8th with heroes though? Yo, I thought this was maybe like a small hero package. This man is running 3 fairies, 3 Vision Hero, bro, 2 Stratos, bro. When was the last time a deck with Stratos ever topped an event?
Come on, 2 Stratos and 1 increase. Come on. 2 Stratos, 1 increase. Like we have to.
Why is
we
he
have to
only
pick
running one pot of prosperity?
Pot of Prosperity?
Why is he only running
Oh,
one?
it's limited to 2. I know it's limited to 2, but maybe because he can search it with triple tactics tasking.
This
That's
is a 50
true.
card deck.
But he's only running one of
He can
those.
search it with triple tactics tasking.
But he's only running one of those.
I don't
Yo,
know.
he
I don't
was
know. I don't know.
absolutely on
I don't
one when he
know.
showed to the freaking like the thigh
He's
cup.
playing one Ghost Spell, one Effect Veiler.
For cross out. He's cross out. But nah, this is, that's interesting. I just thought of this. Triple tactics tasking sets up designated for you completely free for your next turn. Because it searches or puts on the field any normal any spell or trap. Is it normal spell trap?
No, I was about to say it's gotta be. I don't think it's gotta be.
Is it normal?
I don't know what time. I thought it
Okay,
was.
never mind. All right.
I thought it was.
It better not be. It can't be. It can't. I'm about to look it up. It can't be any.
Triple
it has to be normal.
tactics tasking can search for Fusion Destiny.
Yes, it can. And Branded Fusion.
What is it? What is it? Is it a normal spell?
Wow.
So if your opponent has activated a monster effect this turn, so it's not just your main phase. Yeah, you can set one normal spell trap directly from your deck, except itself. Or if your opponent controls a monster, you can add it to the hand. So it searches any normal spell trap.
That's pretty ridiculous. I mean, this man is running pretty much pure. This man is running pure heroes with Bistro cards. This is ridiculous in the top event.
Yeah.
This is absolutely amazing. I'm not gonna lie.
And not a single rank 6. Not a single rank 6.
Not a rank. Not a single one.
Plays malicious. Plays
even
bestials. Not a single rank 6.
Because he's only playing 3.
Yeah, I'm playing 3.
He's not gonna see him. He's not gonna see him enough, in my opinion, to be able to really dedicate a rank 6.
I mean, bro, just putting up that Dark Law is ridiculous.
I was gonna say he's got Dark Law and Abyss Dweller.
Dark Law
and
Turbo. Dark Law Turbo.
Kuska?
Check it out.
Watch the video. Babuska, because he needs to stall.
Babuska, Exciton Knight, and Abyss Dweller. Oh, and the Dark Charmer.
Exciton Knight is gonna be in every Shizu deck now in the TCG. If people are really scared of those floodgates, Exciton Knight's gonna be OD.
Exciton's crazy. That's a crazy card. 3 Eclipse in the side.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that card was showing out.
Tell y'all.
The third.
Oh man.
Tell y'all. Trying to tell y'all. Like that card is insane.
That's it's
that
good.
Insane.
That's what I'm saying. It's that good. It's that good. And you can afford to play the single Raigeki because I'll search it with triple tactics tasking. Lightning Storm, I can search it with triple tactics tasking. That's crazy.
Harpy's Feather Duster, search it with triple tactics tasking.
That's actually ridiculous. In the final deck, I don't know
why it's very interesting that they're running one. They're running one Therion Lily Berea, but they're not running Rica? The field spell or the Regulus.
This is Rica.
Sure, they're just.
I know you lock yourself into plants, but like I guess it gives you another way to get into the rank 8. That's the reason why they're running the Lily Berea, because
all the Therion cards are free as long as you have the plants in your graveyard. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Now
Rica is still really strong. Con is ridiculous. Like contributing your stuff as cost is broken.
Yeah.
Like that's ridiculously broken.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, that's always going to be broken. That's always going to be broken.
Get key in the side and 1 Nibiru. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, Nibiru. So he finishes out his playset in Nibiru. No, he only runs 1 Nibiru in the main. Interesting. What is that other Rica trap he's running?
I have no idea.
Is that Tranquility?
I have no idea.
Y'all make sure to tap in the Sprite deck profile.
It's gonna be up for like a minute. It's gonna y'all check it out. But it's been up for a minute.
Tap in.
It just dropped right now, guys. Go ahead and check it out.
Tap in.
All right, guys. So that's pretty much it for the OCG
house showing.
Yeah, that was a house show. So if we want to go ahead and do a quick state of the game, what do we think about the state of affairs of current day Yugioh? The state of address? What is going on?
I'm having a great time. with Yugioh. I think that even with the lackluster Forbidden List, that the metagame is in a comfortable spot right now, but we can't get too comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I'll end it with. We're at a comfortable spot, but if we get too comfortable, it'll get really ugly from here.
Yeah, I think the meta is at a pretty interesting point. I think overall, like the more ban lists I see like this, where it's putting out these floodgates, the more disappointed I get, because it just feels like they're promoting two completely different styles of like games at once, and it just doesn't really blend well. Like you have people who want to stall play old school Yu-Gi-Oh, and then you have people who want to take advantage of how cards are printed nowadays, and like I don't know, it makes too many conflicting like ideas go on at the same time. I think it's okay that we're in a tier 0 format because it makes for entertaining like pro matches. Like when you sit down and watch the YCS, you're seeing the highest level play you'll ever see. Because the mirror match of Shizu tier is difficult. Like those are hard decks to play. The timing of everything is so crazy. But I do think that like the lack of experimentation that people are putting in, because pretty much all of the anti-tier cards are going to be put in any deck that's not tier, is like kind of crazy. Even when tier dies, like you have so many problem cards like Costa and stuff that are coming out. Like it just feels like the power creep in Yu-Gi-Oh somehow always gets crazier. Like, bro, I'm gonna ask y'all this: if the Bistros did not counter tier, would they be okay in any circumstance? Like the Bistros are broken. Like they banish a monster as a quick effect and plus. If it was not an anti-tier card, like people would not like the cards. They'd hate them. And so like you have these engines and all these decks that are so powerful that like decks from like 4 or 5 months ago can't compete. And I really hope that after Photon Hypernova, like they kind of slow down and introduce like less powerful themes to where everything can compete. Because it just feels like right now, the only way to compete is either floodgate or go strictly anti the best deck, or you're playing the best deck. And it just doesn't promote, like, I don't know if it promotes the healthiest game state right now. So as cool as it is, and as much as I love Yu-Gi-Oh! And like I'm the Shizu tier player, like I really do hope that some of the power creeping goes down a little bit in the future.
Yeah, I think we're seeing that with Photon Hypernova. The power, it's starting to, because Power of the Elements, Darkwing Blast, stuff just went way too crazy. But definitely they're dumbing it down with Photon Hypernova. The stuff in Photon Hypernova isn't too crazy. So hopefully the game settles down a little bit from this point, and we just ride out, the format. Let's see how it goes. But yeah, guys, that has been it for the first episode of Yugioh House show.
House show. We gotta make that name stick somehow, bro. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. That name is gonna stick. That is gonna stick. Peace, y'all. Thanks for checking us out, bro. Peace.
That's just the next
episode. Yeah, no, for real. Thank you guys so much for checking back in with Yugioh House. Make sure to keep checking in with the weekly updates for you guys, deck profiles,
combo tutorials. We're gonna get some more duels in there too. We go up the content, bro. We go up the content. 400 subs now.
400 subs, guys. Thank you guys so much.
We're gonna keep pumping out this content, bro. Yeah, bro. Much love to y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Holy shoot, guys.
All right.
Crazy.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace, y'all.